What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Well, guys, as you well know, the submarine is missing, or they call it a vessel. Either way, it's a sad story. And at the time of this recording, which is Wednesday around 8 a.m. in the morning, they're saying the deadline to rescue these 5 men is tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. is when they estimate that they will run out of oxygen in a pressure vessel that they are locked into and can't get out. It can only be released from the outside. Now, as sad as this story is, and I did a story on it earlier yesterday that I put in the pop-ups at the end, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I think these people are going through, how tragic it is, and why I think, regardless of what happens, they need to shut this type of stuff down, because this is getting stupid. You know, people are going into space, and what's crazy about this, guys, is 2 of the people that are on this vessel, this journey down here to go see the Titanic, were on that space voyage. So they're thrill seekers. And there's nothing wrong with having fun and, you know, wanting to try new things and reach new heights if you're into that. But what can go wrong sometimes will go wrong. And this is the case. Guys, the reason why I'm doing this story is earlier this morning, I saw in the latest news that they have detected noises coming from the search area. And they don't know if they're man-made or not, but it's a glimmer of hope for these people that are trapped. And I pray to God that they do get rescued. But I want to play this news clip, get you guys caught up on the latest, and come back and talk about it like we always do. Let's get it.
Begin with the news, the breaking news this morning, a glimmer of hope in the search for a submersible that disappeared on its way to the wreck of the Titanic. Rescue teams picked up underwater noises in the search zone, but this is hundreds of miles off the coast of Massachusetts, and the zone itself about the size of the state of Connecticut. It's a very small vessel in a very large area of the ocean, and time is running out. Less than 24 hours of oxygen left on board. That's the estimate anyway. 5 people on board. They are missing, including Stockton Rush, the founder of OceanGate, the company that built and deployed this sub. Roxana Saberi is in Boston for us with the latest on this. Boston is where the staging is happening. The rescues are being coordinated if they happen. Good morning, Roxana.
Good morning, Tony. The U.S. Coast Guard confirms that a Canadian aircraft detected underwater noises in the search area. Crews then refocused their search to try to pinpoint where those noises are coming from. They have not been able to find anything so far, but their search continues. To put in perspective how massive this search area is, it's larger, as you said, than the state of Connecticut and roughly twice as deep as the Grand Canyon.
We will do everything in our power to effect a rescue.
With just hours of oxygen left, rescuers say they're doing everything they can to find the missing submersible.
What are the biggest challenges you're facing?
You're dealing with a surface search and a subsurface search, and frankly, that makes it an incredibly complex operation.
U.S.-based OceanGate Expeditions operated the voyage, which takes tourists to the famous Titanic shipwreck in the North Atlantic Ocean, nearly 2.5 miles underwater. Rescuers say the vessel could be there on the ocean floor or on the surface, but even if it's floating, spotting the Titan won't be easy.
We're not expecting to see a large portion of it showing above the surface of the water, maybe a couple inches, a couple feet of it at the most.
Do you know if the people aboard the vessel have any way of communicating?
We haven't received any indication that they have any sort of communication device for us to be listening to.
OceanGate CEO and founder Stockton Rush is among those on board.
We run the whole thing with this game controller.
In an interview with CBS Sunday Morning last year, Rush defended the safety of the submersible.
The pressure vessel is not MacGyver at all, because that's where we work with Boeing and NASA and the University of Washington. Everything else can fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go, you're still going to be safe.
According to 2018 court filings, a former OceanGate employee said he was fired after voicing concerns about the Titan, saying it posed potential danger to passengers as it reached extreme depths. But in court documents filed this April, OceanGate said the vessel was capable of diving the depth to the Titanic site with a comfortable safety margin.
On every dive we took, they lost communication. You know, going in, how very dangerous this is.
Mike Reese traveled on the Titan almost a year ago to see the Titanic wreckage.
No one walks into this surprised. Before you even get on, you sign this long waiver that mentions possible death 3 times on the first page. So you know what you're getting into.
All right, guys, that was some interesting news that we heard from that, what's been talked about up to date right now. But I'm going to talk a little bit about something and why I did this video. Now, yesterday I did the video giving my opinions of why you should stay your butt out the ocean. I want to talk a little bit about what I've seen yesterday and, the total collective of how people are thinking about the situation. And I'm going to tell you something. Scientists and researchers that they have interviewed, scientists sometimes are quirky and they may seem insensitive, but they talk about what they honestly know and they transition it to you about the possibilities of what's going to happen. And everybody they talked to yesterday said they don't have enough time to get these people out. And that's sad because, like I said, one of my personal fears would be being trapped underwater. And this is a nightmare scenario that these people are going through. Yesterday, I seen a thing, a show where the guy was talking. He was a reporter. He went, what was it, last year? When they were showing all of the stuff with the joystick and stuff. He was one of the reporters that went on that trip. He said they went down there and lost radio transmission halfway down. He said lost it when they was almost at the bottom, they lost it. Then he said when he got down there, they was riding around for 3 hours and never found a Titanic. So it's no chance with them paying $250,000 a person, it's no chance that they would even find the boat. That's one thing. Another thing is this. These people all are thrill seekers. They're billionaires. $250,000 a person is a drop in the well compared to the experience they wanted to experience. But bottom line is, if this goes the way people are predicting it, you got to look at it like this. You paid $250,000 a piece for somebody to drown you. And I don't mean to sound insensitive, but think about that. That money could have went to good use somewhere else. I just don't understand. I mean, I understand what they were trying to do, but I don't understand that for this company, OceanGate, and they need to shut this shit down. And I'm dead serious. For them to $250,000 per person to go on this voyage, to go look at a rotted ship at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean with historical value, can't do nothing for you. You just seeing it. You paid $250,000 for that. The inside of the boat is the only thing that's high tech, and everything else, the rescue stuff, the ballast to make it sink and go up and down, was made out of rusty ass pipe. They had sand. Here's another thing. They had sandbags on the thing for buoyancy that make it go up and down. If I seen that, I would have got mad. But I mean, the thrill is the thrill. And it's kind of like, man, nobody thought about the safety. And then here's another thing. What did the guy say in the thing? In the video we just seen? He said, first 3 pages full of waivers explaining how many different ways you can die. They try to cover their behind. And you know what's ironic about it? The guy that started this thing is one of the people that's in that boat. He's in that ship right there, that OceanGate vessel. One of the founders is in there. So he's suffering the fate of his own creation. And that's messed up. That thing is on a landing pad. It goes out in the ocean, it floats, then it tips and then drops it off. Depending on where it goes, the whole thing will go down to the bottom. They have to land back on it to come back up. Here's another thing. This is why I say I think people was looking at the thrill and not the ability that this thing could kill you. You know, you go and get on jet skis. Hell, you might get on a amusement ride and you might have to sign a waiver. People sign stuff all the time thinking that, oh, we're protected. This is a point. This is a point. And this is something we all need to think about. Anything can happen at any time with us. Now, this is a whole conundrum of craziness. The Navy is sending a salvage ship, meaning they have salvage divers that can dive deep, right? And they have cranes that can go down there and pick this thing up, hopefully if they can find it. But this is the thing. They have to find it. Now, yeah, they're making noises. They're hearing noises and stuff. And a lot of people that wasn't in the military, if you don't know, when people are trapped in subs, one of the things they tell them to do is bang against metal, you know, in a rhythmic pattern so they can be, the pings can be picked up by people that are searching for them. Supposedly they picked up some sounds. Now, they don't know if this is the sound of humans making thing. For all they know, it could be whales down there, sperm whales cracking. It's like a crackling. And that gets confused too. They have to decipher the sounds. Now, they didn't got these sounds. They're sending them to new U.S. Navy officials to, you know, listen to them and verify what they are. It's just a glimmer of hope. I do hope they get found, but I'm going to tell you something. This whole thing was poor planning, and it's a shame. Somebody said, and I believe that when the guy said in the affidavit, hey, I got fired because I voiced my opinion. Hey, this is dangerous. Ah, you know what? You're out of here. Get out of here. It's like a money grab. This thing shows what happens when you don't put enough priority on safety and you chase the dollar. And it's a shame. OceanGate, this is a shame. And this is all on you. You try to hide behind paperwork and say, oh, well, they signed waivers. They know we could die. Y'all didn't know y'all could die neither. Because if not, y'all would have went down. Y'all would have went down. They probably went 5 or 6, 7, 8 times. And then here's another thing that is pissing me off. Listen, when they go out on these things, there's no backup vessel to go down there. That's my biggest thing. It was no backup vessel in case they got stuck down there, which they are. And nothing can go down there after them. At least look around. They can't even talk to the surface. Think about it. They can't even talk to the surface. So the transmissions that are going up and down, when they go down there, if something happens, they bump into something, anything, hypothetical, a giant squid grab them, a whale tries to fuck the vessel, anything, they can't even call up there and say, help, we can't come back up. Doomed from the start. From the start. And everybody say, oh, well, they know the risk because they signed the web. That's not enough. Come on. I'd sue the shit out of these people and then see what happens. Because I don't know if you understand, they're in a pressurized vessel. Yeah, they have oxygen, but they have to use the bathroom. They have to eat food. They don't have any. I know they down there. Remember, this is a one-day trip. This is like an hour's trip that was supposed to take hours down and up. This done turned into days. They've been down there since Sunday, 9:00 a.m. Now they talking about tomorrow, which is Thursday, at 6 a.m. they will run out of oxygen. Between 12 o'clock, midnight tonight, and 6 o'clock as the reserves are going down. What do you think is happening in these people in this boat? And I don't mean to sound graphic. They are going crazy. There's a bunch of piss and shit down there. Ammonia is in urine. People are going crazy. It's hot in there. Only because of the delirium and them getting scared. People are panicking. People are hallucinating. People are scared. That's the big thing. People are scared. And granted, they're all men down there, and they're all trying to stay calm, but they're in total darkness. Did you hear what the plane said? The plane said we can only see 1 or 2, maybe 2 feet under the surface of the water from where we're at to see if we can find something. Then they said last night, there are 5 or 6 different ways to bring this thing up to the surface. One of them supposedly turns on, 4 or 5 hours after, automatically, if the people are unconscious, it brings it to the surface. Let me ask you guys something, and this is one of the premise of this video. Would you rather be down in the bottom of the ocean when the oxygen runs out, or would you rather be bobbing up and down on the surface of the water, being locked into a thing you can't get out of, seeing outside, and running out of air, knowing freedom is right there? Psychological. This is bad. It's horrific what these people are going through. It is. I'm trying to remember if I saw something yesterday that I could bring up in this video. I guess not. But man, all in all, man, this should be a lesson to everybody. What can go wrong will go wrong. And stay out 2.5 miles deep. Twice as deep as the Grand Canyon and the size of the state of Connecticut. And it's small. It's a small vessel. God, I hope they find these people. But this, all in all, was a bad idea from the rip. Guys, what you say in the comments, man? You think they'll find them? I think they will eventually find the ship, but I think it would be too late. Because once they find it, they have to develop efforts to get it up. Remember, they know what it looks like from pictures. The boat that it came off of got all the scientists and stuff on it. So once it's found, they still got to have some type of way to get it up. 2.5 miles down, divers can't even reach that. They got these tiny robots that move slow. It would take hours for the robots to get down there. I thought they said it took like 40 minutes, 30 minutes for them to even descend slow enough, pressurizing the unit to even get down there to look at the Titanic. This is horrific. As always, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep these people in your prayers, man. I'll see you in the next video.